part 3 of my series on how different societies create different kinds of gods, and let's go through just kind of a brief history of Christianity so you can see how the god changes over time. Early Israelites were technically henotheistic, which means they worshipped a main god but also recognized the existence of many other gods, and this kind of reflected how their society worked at the time. They were a tribal, semi-nomadic kind of society, so they were united by recognizing kind of their one main god, but they had like patron deities, or you would have maybe a favorite god in your family kind of thing. Their original belief system wasn't that they worshipped kind of a universal god, it was more so that their god was superior to all other gods. But then the Israelites become a centralized kingdom under Saul and David and Solomon. So with a centralized kingdom, you need a more unified religion. So Isaiah and Jeremiah start talking about God being really the one true God. But at the time, it was still localized to that area, meaning like this is the God of this land here. But the Babylonian exile changed everything because now they are ripped from their homeland. So how can they worship the God of their land if they're no longer on their land? And now we turn into a universal God, that their God is actually the one true God of all land. And this strengthened Jewish identity during exile. You can also track this with how heaven and hell get created. In early Judaism, you have very little emphasis on the afterlife. Justice was done in this world, not really in the next world. There wasn't kind of a moral category in where you go in the afterlife. It was just kind of the afterlife for everyone. And that's because, as a smaller society, they were able to kind of handle justice from within. Then when they are conquered by Rome, they get this existential question: what happens when the good guys lose and the bad guys win and justice isn't served in this life anymore?